on in, everybody. How is everybody this fine, wacky Wednesday, huh? I just was watching. I'm going to be getting streamed into the Crafty Bunch for the tiny, oh my gosh, tiny something. It's something that's really little. Oh my word, you guys, I can't remember, but I'll figure it out. So I know Christy was wrapping up over there on it, and I'm following her. So I thought I'd better jump in here on the Moments with Celeste page so that she can hook me over when she gets finished. So as you come in, as always, say hi, and we'll just get it going. And when I see Christy, and I'll turn my volume off here, you think by now I would learn. Oops, I don't want to open my spreadsheet. Okay, I did it. Shh, be quiet. All right. Here we go. So we'll just wait for Christy to come in. And on our Tiny Tuesday. This ain't Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. It's not Wacky Wednesday, guys. Not Wacky Wednesday. It is Tiny Tuesday. Okay? So let's just get that straight right now before I go any further. Oh, my word. I have had the most crazy busy day today that I feel literally like I'm chasing my own tail. Oh my gosh. But this will be the most calm thing I get to do all day long. So come on in and say hi. And I've got some things put together here. I'll have to tell you a crazy story though, because when I'll tell you when we get into the Crafty Bunch so that I can see. Hi, Liz. Liz knows how wacky I am today. I sent her a message thinking I hadn't paid her for something, and I already had paid. Love it when that happens, Liz. Oh gosh, you guys. And I have been going. The alarm went off at 7 this morning. I jumped out of bed. And we have been going like crazy ever since. So John had his consult with the optometry eye surgeon. And they've got him scheduled to have cataract surgery. So we did that. That took about an hour and a half, and then we've done everything in between, from grocery store to post office to calling the Veterans Association or administration to calling the insurance about a claim on a car, to calling and handling with an issue with my daughter and some staff situations, to all of a sudden realizing, oh my gosh, I haven't even figured out what I'm going to do for Tiny Tuesday. You guys. But I got it figured out. Hi, Jamie and Peggy. How are you, my sweet friends? I love seeing your names pop up. You guys make me happy. You'll bring some calm to my day. And there's Gina. Hi, Gina. Hi, Christy. I see you up there. So there's my dear friend Sue. Hi, sweet Sue. I had to laugh because... And then, on top of everything else that I was just sharing with you that's gone on today already, my printer won't work, and I couldn't get something printed, and pretty soon John comes walking in, and he hands me, I just saw it sitting here, an orange. He says, I think you need to have some of this, because he thinks I need some vitamin C. And then now I got so much stuff on my table, I don't know where I'm going to put my orange. So for now, I'm going to sit it right up here on my shelf, and I hope I don't forget it and it becomes fossilized. Okay, are you ready? Hi, Pat Mize and Jeanette. Oh, so good to see everybody. And Sue Blaylock. And there's Estella. And Lori Beth. And so this is just going to be a very relaxing little time here. Because Daryl, look what came in the mail today, my sweet friend. Oh my gosh, is that the cutest little card? I love this. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's going to go in my Valentine kit for next year's all my Valentines. I forgot my simmer pot yesterday. Oh man, I'm always afraid, Christy, to put simmer pots in my, our candles, because I know I'll walk off and leave it all night in here. So we do them out in the living area where John's. I don't know which is better. And there's Siobhan. Siobhan, I don't think I've ever met you before. Thanks for coming in for a moment with Celeste here with the Tiny Tuesday event on the Crafty Bunch. And if any of you are new, we invite you to follow the Crafty Bunch. Follow Christy, who's hosting today's event on the Artful Adventure, who we love dearly. And then follow my page on Moments with Celeste. And a diffuser is a very good idea. I actually have a little packet of sachet that I stuck up here. And it smells so good when I walk into my craft room. So every time I come in, I shake it up a little bit to get it going again. Hi, Missy and Jill. How are you, my sweet crafty friend? And Molly. Oh, you guys, it's so good to see everybody. So let's go ahead and just play around a little bit today. So for Tiny Tuesday, my great idea that I had been saving, you guys, I have been saving this since before Christmas, actually since last fall, for a tiny event. And I forgot all about it until about 5 minutes before I came on. So I don't have everything to do this one, but I will be doing this on one of my lives on my page, or maybe on another one of our Crafty Bunch events. But a friend of mine had given me her, she knows I like stuff like this little round tin, and it's the flea and tick repellent collar or something for small dogs. It's a nice metal tin. So she had saved this and brought this to me last summer. And so my idea to today was going to be to do something really cute with this little tiny tin. But I am so sorry. My week has not gone as well. There's my sweet cousin Nancy. Hello, dear Nancy K. Thank you so much. Sending love to you guys too. Wish we could see each other. We got to plan something for all of us Ashbys to get together. Okay, so anyway, so my thought was I'm going to show you just the start of it and then we'll do it on our live. But I had this little round card, so I thought I want to do something with maybe having this in here. And then I got, you guys, I'm going to show you real quick. Carol Adams, who is one of our lovely Crafty Bunch presenters, had a sale the other day, and I was able to purchase a bundle of napkins, all different kinds. And I'm not real big on doing the whole napkin thing. I won't say I'm big, I just don't do a lot of decoupaging anymore. But I'm going to start doing more again. Hi, Renee. Hello, So Inspired Design. So good to see you today. Oh, it's so nice to see so many of you come in. So anyway, but look at this little napkin that was in the bundle she sent. So I thought doing something here is going to be the inside, and then putting our little napkin with maybe some fabrics and trims and lace for the top of the can. So stay tuned. That will be coming up on a Moments with Celeste near you in the future. I promise. But anyway, but just look at all these. I got to show you real quick, okay? Let's put you down. I'll put you down. But look at all this variety of these napkins that she sent me. Are you ready for this? I think we're over 30 of them. She's got them for every season that she gave to me in my little bundle I bought. But I gotta show you some of these that are really, really special. Like, look at this pretty. Won't these be, this one here, you guys, I cannot wait to use this. Isn't that gorgeous? And then look, isn't that a pretty one? Hi, Tammy. And we got this one, and we've got this one. And oh, I can't wait to do these. I really can't. I see lots of cigar boxes in my future and a lot of mixed medias. And we've got all these different ones that were different holidays, like I said. But I just wanted to show you here real quick just a couple of the really special pretties. Aren't they beautiful? You guys, look at this one. Ain't that a pretty one? Ain't that, ain't that, ain't that? And then we just look at the pineapple. So I'll be using these in some different projects here over the next few months. I can hardly wait to dig into those. All right, so today I am going to do mini little envelopes that are going to be used for different various things in journaling. And some of them I'm going to be putting together. I'm kind of going to be doing mass making so that I can, put some of them in my sales. I do have a sale coming this Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Central on my Moments with Celeste page. Lots of stuff that I've been out curating. Lots of stuff. Hello, Lisa. How are you, my sweet friend? I haven't been able to watch anybody that's been on today because I literally was not even sitting here until about a half hour before it started. But anyway, so I'm going to start here first. I'm going to make these little mini envelopes. And these little mini envelopes, I was really upset because I'm going to hook a bulb pin. You know, the little bulb pins on these that will hook on here. And then we will find little tiny things that are going to tuck in the little pockets that can be hung like on a pocket in a journal. So for example, if this was a journal pocket, which it's going to be in a little bit, if this was a journal pocket, you know, you can take your bulb pin and hook something like this on there. This is so tiny. This is out of a square, a very vintage, antique vintage hymnal page. And the square is only 2 by 2, okay? But I want to tell you that the sizes isn't going to matter, okay? Because I'm going to do all kinds of different sizes today. So we are going to start first with a small piece of paper. So this one here is some old paper that I had gotten that has some little speckles in it. And the only thing you have to make sure of with whatever size you're going to do, and I know most of you or many of you know how to make an envelope. Sometimes you just need a refresher, but I want this one to be little. So what I'm going to do is take my paper cutter here. Hi there, sweet Heidi. How's my friend that rescued me yesterday? Thanks. Thanks a bunch. We're going to take it, and I'm going to cut this one out. I'm going to make this one just a tiny bit bigger than the 2-inch one. I'm going to go up in different little sizes, okay? So I can do different things with them. Because I will probably put these together when I'm selling. If I get enough of them made, I'll do some little bundles. Or maybe there's like different sizes all cascading up. Okay, so now I've got this piece. I'm going to take this here, and I'm just going to fold it in a little triangle corner to corner, because that's how I find out easiest, quickest way to make sure you have a square no matter what size you're using. We all learned that in school, didn't we? Y'all remember that? Okay. I think I'll just leave it here while I piddle around for a minute. Now, I'm going to jump in off of Christy's theme that she did, her Inken train, that I'm going to jump on. Christy, is it okay if I jump on the ink train with you, my dear friend? So I'm going to take, let's see, for this first one here, I'm going to take, actually we were talking about browns, every browns. This is a walnut stain, okay? So I'm going to first take, before I do any folding, and I'm going to ink my edges, because if you don't ink your edges before you make an envelope, it's really hard to get in there on those parts that you curve in. At least it is for me. So we're going to ink that. I'll ink both sides just to make sure. It's great. I was planning to do little envelopes in your journal. Well, good. Good, Renee. Now you can get some little ideas. Little ideas on Tiny Tuesday. I'm just saying. Little ideas on Tiny Tuesday. Hello, Gina. How are ya? Good to see you come in. Okay, and you know, if I really get out there, I might use some of my other colored ink pads that we were talking about too on some of these. Okay, so basically, I like to put my little fold in there just so I can see, and then you just take your one side over, go to the center, bring your other side over, and overlap it a teeny weeny, tiny litsy bitsy bit. Okay, and I want to make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to take my glue gun, if I can, or not my glue gun, my glue stick. You know, my very favorite permanent glue stick. And I'm just going to put a little bit right here on this tab. And we'll tab that over. Hold it down a minute. Hi, Lisa! Lisa and Sherry. Oh my gosh, Andrea, we got a good crowd today, ladies. Woohoo! This is a fun one today, isn't it? I love watching to see what we all come up with. I can't wait to go back and see all of the replays that I had to miss because of what all went on in my life this morning. But anyway, so we're going to fold this one, and we'll just make this one here, and we'll hook it on here. Now, do you see by me already inking that? By already inking it, it's already... Look at that. Now, if I had not done that, I would have had to try to figure out how to ink these little bitty pieces, which I would not have been able to do. Andrea Scott, I am making different size little tiny envelopes that are going to be attached to a little bulb pin that I don't have today. And we're going to just use these as parts of journal embellishments. And so I'm going to decorate some of them up today. I'm going to do a few different sizes. Okay, now we've got this here. I'm going to fold the top down, but I'm not going to leave the top down, okay? This is going to be an left up little thingy, okay? So then I'm going to take my little inker, and I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to ink a little bit in here to kind of antique it. And you know what? I think I'm going to do this everywhere on here. We'll go and do it on the back too. Because you know me, when I get into doing journals, I'm into vintage most of the time. Not all the time, though. Not all the time. Okay. So there we go. Hi, Teresa. Glad you made it, hon. So there's that. And then, just like with anything else, you can take and decorate these any way that I want to. So, ooh, I just saw this laying over here. Maybe I can put this on it. Let's see if this would fit. Well, wasn't that just meant to be? I find so many things just laying around on my desk that are scraps or pieces that I didn't get put away or tossed away, like some of them, but this one I probably would have kept. But look at this pretty one. And you know what this one is? This one here is a piece of a wallpaper. I bought a wallpaper sample. I went online and found a piece that I liked, and I bought the sample. So I'm going to take this little sample, and we're just going to stick it right here. This little tiny envelope, okay? And then, let's see, I'm going to take, I got to show you guys what I bought. I'm not going to use it on this, but you talk about some old vintage lace trim, crochet trim. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's kind of a mixture between, hi, Patsy, I made it, Patsy. Patsy and I had a little chat back and forth a little while ago. So, but isn't that pretty? So that's going to be used on something down the road here. So we've got that. Then I have this little card. I think I have a couple of them in here. Oh, look. Okay, that's the one that I already made. This one's a little bigger. Let me just see here what we have. I pulled a whole bunch of stuff out. Littles. Trying to find littles. Okay, now here is a little piece of a tatted Looks like it must have come off of a doily or something at one point. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to trim off a little bit of it. I don't want to trim off all. I don't want this whole thing because then that would be way too big. But if I just cut it across here and we have this loose stringy thingy. You ever had a loose stringy thingy? Yeah. I got to be careful what I say on here. I don't want to get in trouble like Christy did. I got my arms covered up, Christy. So, just so you know. Okay, I'm going to put this little stringy thingy right here, and I'm just going to put some hot glue right on that little spot. And we're going to put that here. And I think I'm going to just kind of scrunch it a little bit. Make a tiny little cluster on there. A tiny, tiny one. Okay. Let me do this here too. Okay. So that's what we've got on there so far. Okay, can you see that? And then I'm going to take and put a tiny little button on there. And I have some over here. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Let's go in here and see if we can find a small one. I thought I had an orange one laying out that I had pulled out. But you know me. I get a little mixed up sometimes, just saying. Ah, there it is. But I think he's going to be too big now that I look at it. We'll save him for another one. But let's see, maybe not. Oh, I could put that on there for sure. Okay, let's do this. Because I like the color on it. So I'm going to bring it down so we're going to see the tatted. Okay. Okay. So there's the first little teeny tiny envelope. See that? Oh, that stringy thing, look, someone started to tat it. Yeah, I think they did, Linda. I really do. Because that's all that was in. I had bought, when I was up in Minnesota, back in November, I bought a big bag that was on sale, for sale in an antique store up there that had so many of these different kinds of trims and laces and things in it. And I thought, well, I'm just going to buy that, see what's in there. And this was a little piece that was in it. I felt pretty lucky when I got this, all these little goodies. Okay, so there's one, and we'll just leave that one like that for now. Now, what I am going to probably do is I'm going to come back through, and I've got to order or go get some bulb, or find my bulb pins. I know I have them here, because my paper punch is too big for this tiny little piece. So I'm thinking I'll probably just stick it right through, take my awl and put a little hole in there, but make it just a little, kind of a little dangle. That can go and be part of some embellishment in a journal. Okay, so now I have two of them done. See, I got my little teeny tiny one, and we've got the next size up. Okay, so now let's see, which piece do I want to use here? I have some of this. I love this. Look at this crinkly coffee stain paper I had found. Hi there, how's MJ Designs and Friends? Margaret, so glad to have you with us, my dear friend. And Martha, I found pieces of tasting in my grandmother's sash. I think you meant tatting. I found pieces of tatting in my grandmother's sachet box. Thought they were samples. Ooh, wouldn't that be a great find? Okay, now this one we're going to have fun with, because this one's got a little wrinkle to it. And I'm going to make this one just a bit bigger. We'll go a bit bigger each one. Okay. Don't you love the crinkly coffee stained paper? This one, I bought this from somebody on Etsy or something. I can't even remember who it was. Let's see. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold this one now. And this will give me my perfect little square. And then we're going to trim it off. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead here on this one too, and I am going to ink this with the dark. Some of it's already inked, and I won't need to go on to those pages that are, or edges that are inked. They weren't inked, that's just the coffee dye. Okay, this one needs a little bit. Now I want to also show you a few things here too that we can put inside of these teeny tiny pockets to make them a little fun, you know. But you know what? I discovered I don't have a lot of teeny tiny things. Do you guys have a lot of teeny tiny things? Like even in my ephemera box, my whole box, the shoebox of ephemera, there isn't anything that's really teeny tiny. The teeniest, tiniest that I found was probably this little squirrel. So it might be able to go into something, just as an example. Now that would be adorable if I find the right color, but won't that be cute to put something like that in there? Yeah, can't wait. So I'll have to make sure I get something here that's got a pink tone to it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to fold some more. Get to that middle line. What have y'all been up to? I hope your days wasn't as crazy as mine was. But what have you guys been up to? Anybody had anything fun besides watching all of us here on the Crafty Bunch today? That's a great thing to have to do. We just appreciate your support so much, everybody. We truly, truly do. Okay, this one here is a little off-kilter, but that's okay. Okay. And we're going to do the tip. And glue the tip. And I got my little tips on there. I'm going to take and press it down really well. And then we'll fold this one down. Do you have a lot of tiny, Teresa? I just didn't. And I was so disappointed in myself. I didn't have anything tiny enough to fit into this teeny tiny little one, but I'm going to go find something. By George, I will find something. Even if I have to stick just a little teeny tiny snippet of fabric in there, which I may do. And as I'm thinking of that, look at, like, even if you took, look at this beautiful. That's another one I got in that bag. Isn't that pretty? But like, even if I took something like this and we opened up the envelope just a little bit and we tucked just a little piece of it in there, not this whole thing, and just kind of had that kind of hanging out of there. See, won't that be cute? It's just an open door for all kinds of cuteness. Hi, Amy. Welcome in today, Amy. Thanks for coming into our event. And Tina, so nice to see you, my dear. Okay, now on this one here, how about we take and put, now this would be a cute one for the squirrel, because look what I've got. So how about, this was just a piece of, it was a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, two-sided, and I just cut one of the panels out. But what if I take this, and let's see, let's go with, make sure I get about the right size here. I'm thinking this one down here will work well. And we'll find out if it does. And I'm just going to kind of do a little rough, fussy cutting around it. This is beautiful, a beautiful print. And it has all kinds of spring things. There's a robin, so I'll be able to probably incorporate that on this one. Okay. Now, first I want to try it. I'm going to open it up. And if I stick it in here, get it down a little bit further. Well, what's sticking in there? Just stick my finger all the way down in there. Oh, better get that with my hot glue. Okay. So maybe if we stick this like down in here, and I'll pull it up, I'm going to ink this. Now this one here, I could ink it with something other than brown, but you guys, I'm not kidding you. I just get addicted to brown. I'm not lying. Get addicted to it because I think it just makes it stand out so much more. Now I will have a couple down here that I've done in it. I did one in a little blue, but see, isn't it pretty when you ink it like that? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I hope you guys aren't getting interrupted with all my phone calls because I thought I turned it off. Okay, so what we'll do first is I really, really, really want, oh my gosh. So look at this. It has a little shelf here, and then it has this little robin. Wouldn't that be cute if I put that robin on top of that shelf? Hi, Lori. How are you? And Amy, I wish I could have been here all day, but I'm at work. Yeah, but you know what? You've got replays there, Amy, so you make sure when you get a chance that works for you, you can get on and watch them. Because you know what? I know we all have to do that at times. We all have to do that, probably often. So let's just see what this looks like if I do this. So take this little shelf. Now this little piece here is only, after it's all folded up, is not quite 2 inches. So we're going to see if we can make this work. Get my fussy cut brain going here. Okay. Cut some more off of this. So let's just see. So what I'm thinking is if I put this here, and it may or may not fit, I may have to cut this bottom piece off, but let me try it. So we have that. Then if we come in here and great, that's so good to hear, Jill. Hasn't it been nice to be able to get some nice weather for a change? Now ours is supposed to be up to, I think, the 70s again today and tomorrow, and then it's going to get back in the 30s over Thursday and the weekend, which that isn't very much fun, I don't think, but oh well, we'll take it, I guess. My sister-in-law told me yesterday there was a robin here in her yard, and you know, I always say if you see a robin, that means spring is right around the corner. But I don't know that I can trust that, because I think our poor little birdies are really screwed up this year. I think they're really screwed up. They do not know what in the world is going on with all this crazy weather, right? Okay, so let's see how this goes. And let's put this here. Now, you know what I could do? Because this has, I don't know what this is, but I'm sure someone out there does, and her name's probably Linda Glenham Watson, or Watson Glenham. Linda, what is that on the bottom there? Can you see that? I can't tell. But anyway, so maybe what I can do is put this and let it hang down a little bit off of my envelope, because that will be just fine. Okay? And then we put the little cute little robin right on here. And then we put our pretty little plant inside of it. Oh, this is so fun playing with these little... Oh, that's so cute! What do you see? I'm going to glue it down. Wait till you see this. This is going to be so cute. But, you know, I've got to put a little piece of something behind it, because I just can't stand the thought of it being there all by itself. Let's see. What about, look at this pretty vintage one I have. It has this pink. Ugh. What if I do with this? A piece of this across. I'm going to see. I thought it'd be easier. It's not easier to do smalls than it is to do larges. It just takes about as much time, doesn't it? Okay, so we put that there. Oh gosh, you guys, this is too cute. And I think I'll cut it down just a little bit. I wish I could tear it, but I'm pretty sure I can't tear this piece here. Okay, so first things first. Looks like a metal tag on a clip to me. Yeah, it's not though. It's a replica. It's supposed to look like something. So I know this top part is a shelf of some sort. And then it has like, looks like these big wire posts coming down. So I don't know. But I don't feel bad, because if Linda isn't for sure, I don't feel bad at all. I'm just saying. Judy, it looks like the foot pump from, it does. It does. But then it's missing, maybe it's like the table of it without the actual sewing machine, you think? I betcha. I bet your bippy that's what it is. Okay, so let's take this little vintagey little piece of lace, bring it in and push it in. I'm going to let it tuck a little bit. Oh, this is so cute, you guys. These really are just so stinking cute. Okay, and I think for this one here, I'm going to put some, if it'll squirt out for me. And it may not. Maybe it's the old-fashioned pants hanger. Maybe. Maybe that is what it is. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to open this one up here. Paper towel holder. You know, that was a thought that I had initially, Lisa, and maybe it is an old paper towel holder. Maybe like, because this is all gardeny, so maybe it was like out on their little backyard porch thingy, so that when they're done with their gardening, I don't know, sounds like a good story, I think. I think it sounds like a good story. I'm thinking pant hanger. Patsy's the pant hanger, thinks it's a pant hanger. Yeah, I love it. I love it when you guys interact with me. It makes it go so much fun. It's like you're all just sitting right here at my table with me and we're crafting together. Okay, so we'll take this little guy here over on the front and I'm going to put it down here towards the bottom of this. Okay, got that on. Then we'll take our itsy bitsy teeny little robin. Oh, now sure, this thing wants to pour out like thinks it's the, oh, what's that? That geyser, Old Faithful, like it's Old Faithful, it thinks. Any of you, how many of you have seen Old Faithful? We finally got to see it for the first time about 6 years ago. Okay, oh, this little robin, you guys, I can't hardly take it. Look at this. Isn't she cute? The coloring of it is just precious. Okay, here comes the bigger guy. I'm going to stick it down in the inside of the pocket. Let's see, sometimes had a shelf above. Okay, that could have been what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Now, the only thing that I think is going to top it off is you guys know, look at my teeny tiny little buttons on here that I have. Well, hello, Joe. Come on in, everybody. If any of you are not following some of the pages that you're seeing coming up, we'd love for you to give us all a follow. We really would. Okay, I'm thinking, ooh, look at the back side of this. Huh. I think the back side's prettier than the front. Look at, there's the front, right? And these are like they are a mother of pearl, not like. And then look at the back. Whew, found it. Okay. All right. We're going to just put this little guy right up here and just kind of set it up here in its own little place. Because it could come down here. Actually, I think I like it better down here. Kind of looks like it's a shelf sitter. Okay. So a teeny tiny little button. There we have our third one finished. Isn't this sweet? Check your glue, it's probably still oozing. Thanks, Jamie. know I can count on Jamie. Thank you, my dear. Now, if I wanted to on this one, but I don't think I want to, I could even take and put something on the back. But I don't want to really waste, but look at this, and I'll be using this on something. Look at this sweet little piece of fabric that I gotten. Isn't it cute? So that's going to go on something else here. So we've got that one. Now, what time is it? 2:36. So I'm going to change course on you. So that just gives you a little idea on how you can do some of these little, look at that. Whoops, he fell in. A little pocket. Now, the other thing I'm going to do real quick here for us that I've been having a lot of fun doing, I have actually made probably 30 of these already, because one of these is going to go into each of the packages that get mailed for the sale that's coming up this Friday night here on Moments with Celeste. So anybody that buys something is going to also get one of these little sweeties as their happy mail that's going to go out with it. But I'll show you here a couple examples, and they're pretty. But so I'm taking, I'll just show you a quick one here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we make those. So this one here, you take a book sheet, an old book sheet. Oops, not that one. At least that's what I'm doing with these. You don't have to use a book sheet. But you're going to take it, okay? Now again, I'm going to want to go ahead and ink this while I have it open. Mother of Pearl does that, means it's an oyster shell. Oh, really? Lisa, I didn't know that. See, us Midwestern girls that only get to go to the Missouri River, you know, don't get to see all those fun things. I have been to the beach a few times. I have been to Marco Island, Florida, and we were at Tybee Island in Georgia. Dallas, yeah. And then we've been to the Outer Banks, and we've even been as far up as Portland, Maine, and Kennebunkport and Martha's Vineyard for vacations. My best friend and I did this. That was like well, she didn't go with me to Florida. I went with a couple other friends to Florida, to Marco Island. But, oh, I love it, you guys. I love. My very favorite in the whole wide world, though, is the New England states. Love it up there. Can't wait till I can go back for a visit. Okay. Got that part done, and I think we'll do this one. So I'm just going around and I'm inking both sides of it, because some of it, when you fold these, you never know which side's going to show, right? Okay. I love the little tear part. So the tear part's going to be the top of my pocket that I'm going to make. Okay. So what you're going to do is going to start here on the right side. My mom and I went up. Kennebunkport was my favorite place. I loved Kennebunkport. Her and I, we ended up staying there at a bed and breakfast. I think we stayed there 3 nights. And that's the only place on our journey that we started out up in Philadelphia, down in Philadelphia, and we drove. And every night we stayed in a different colony, and then all the way up to Kennebunkport and Portland, and then flew back from Portland. It was amazing. In the fall. In the fall. Loved it. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Whatever edge you want to be the top of your pocket, it's going to be the top. So I'm going to take, and I'm just going to take this piece here, and I'm going to just give it a little fold. Okay? And you'll see why in just a minute here if you've never done one of these. Okay? Oh, Siobhan, have you been here in the fall? Yes, that's when we went. We went from October 10th, and we were up there for 2 weeks that year. It's been about, oh my gosh, 15 years ago, 13 years ago. Best trip I've ever had in my life. My best friend and I, we just both say, we just can't even. It was breathtaking. If you have never been up to the New England states, folks, during the peak season of fall, you've got to make it happen sometime. Put it on your bucket list. Okay, so here I'm going to take, so see how I did that? I made this flap come down a little bit further than this one. And then I'm going to ink here because this is going to show. And I'll ink here where I folded. It's just, it was the most amazing, breathtaking time. It was just, I liked it much better than any of the other places we've been. As far as the amount of the beauty we saw. Okay, then we're going to take this little guy here on this side. Can you see it? And we're going to take it here and we're going to fold it right over to where, and we're going to line it up. We want it to be nice and even. So this is one side of my pocket. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to do the same thing, and you only want to fold it right where the edge of that was folded down. So I'm going to fold it right there and bring it down. And if you do that just right like that, it's going to give you even a pocket, a book page pocket. Okay? So then you're going to take a little bit of glue. And I'll put my glue, I'm going to put a little glue under my flap because I want that to stick down. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue just right there where that's going to cut over. And then I'm going to put a little glue under this flap to make sure it sticks down. And then I fold it over. And then I bring it back. And then I fold it. And now I have my pocket. Yes, I don't think I'd want to come up there for winter. You, the East Coast, I'm not coming to see you in the wintertime. No, 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 no. It's used to be really bad enough here in Omaha, but you know, the weather things are all kind of going all over the place. So I think we've only had one good snow so far this winter. And we used to get a lot of snows and a lot of blizzards here in Nebraska, but it's knock on wood. Okay, now I'm going to close the bottom of this pocket. Okay. So, that's what we have. There's our pocket. Now I'm going to take my inker. And New England is the best of all. It is, absolutely, Martha. Martha, do you live up that way? I can't remember, hon. It is. And then I'm going to go through here and I'm just going to try to darken this up and age this little pocket. And we're doing good on time. Okay, so ink, I'm going to do that. I'll do the back too just because. You know, if I wouldn't do my inking on top of my cutting board, it would look a lot better than it looks. I think it looks kind of messy, don't it? All right. Connecticut. Oh, yeah, we were in Connecticut. We went to Mystic, and then we went to we went to Mystic. We stayed in North Conway, New Hampshire. Oh, that, pretty, all that up there. Okay, so now I've got my pocket. So what I'm going to do with these is I could do a couple things actually. I have some big tags. Let me see if this will fit. Yeah, that will fit in there. So I could put a big tag in here. So it'll be like that. Okay. Or I have a smaller tag. But then I thought about playing with this. I saved these out of some old rayon seam binding packets that were like half empty. And I took it all off and I've got it up here. I'm going to be using it for other projects and things. One of the things I did yesterday just to give it a try. I'll probably be selling some of this down the road too. I don't know where it went. But I was able to crinkle up some old, and it's old. But anyway, I saved these little boards out of them, okay? Now, I thought these would be really cool little tuck cards, right? So I could put a little tuck card like that in there. So just for the fun of it, why don't we say that? Winter is beautiful in New England, fun for kids. Yeah, I would think there's just be a lot of outdoor activity, wouldn't there be? Yeah. Plenty to do, skating, snowmobiling, yeah, family, kind of a lot of family and people that like to get out and in the outdoors and be active and exercise and all that good stuff. So let's try something with this. Why not? Let's see what I have here. We got about 10 minutes. You know what I can do? Well, you know what? Before I even do this, let's just for the fun of it, let's do this. So I'm going to take my Mod Podge here. And I'll take a little brush. See if I can find one the size I want. My nephew, they're up in, and my niece and her husband, 2 different trips here in the last month have gone out to Colorado skiing, and they just love to go out there. Love it. Now I'm going to take a napkin, and for this one, I think I'll do this pretty piece here. See that? So I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to just cut out a little bit of the flower. Where do I want to go here? Probably about right here. And I'm not going to make it look like it's all perfectly little flower either. Okay. Take that second sheet off. And then I'm going to tear it. Tear it up around the edges, right? Very cold and snow, ice. Have you lived it all your life? Wow. Yeah, I've been in Omaha, here in Omaha, the majority of my life. We lived in Evansville, Indiana, when I was a little tyke from about, I don't know, probably 2 years old until I was 5. Started school here in Omaha. And then that's where my dad's family lives. My cousin Nancy Kay that was on here, that's where they always lived. And then when I was a child, an infant, from about I don't know, 1 to 2 years old, about a year, we lived out in California, in an Anaheim area. Okay, so I got that. Then I'm going to find a little piece here. Just don't have any options of laces that I could choose. You guys, I'm an addict. I am a lace addict, I am telling you. The crochet and non-crochet, but I think on this one, if I have any, I think I do. I'd like to get a brighter pink on this. Because I don't have any more of that other one I used. Let's try this. Get my bag open. 2 years in Western New York, and then the rest of the time you've been in Connecticut, Martha. Okay, I've got that one, and then I have this purple. I don't know which one I want. Let's see if I want to do purple. I think I'm going to like maybe the pink on this one a little better. So I think it'll make it just pop a little bit. So what I take is a piece of lace. I usually just take regular lace. This is a crocheted. You're in Orange County area, so that's where they lived, my mom and dad and us, when I was just a little tyke. I used to say they used to be able to see the fireworks from Disney. Okay, so I'm going to just do this, and the only thing I hate about it is that I have to use this whole long piece, but I have to. So let's take and get my Mod Podge out, and my paintbrush. First thing I'm going to put on is going to be the piece of lace. So put some Mod Podge down. I said, if I didn't have all my family, you know, my kids are here, and I had any place to go in the United States, the New England states would be it, because of all the beautifulness of everything. So I'm going to take this, I think, and I'm going to curve it a little bit, just give it a little angle. We'll see what this ends up like. I never know until I do it. Okay, get it on there good. Soup it up. Soup it up. Okay, now I'm going to put Mod Podge on top of the lace. Okay. Get it on there nice and ooey gooey. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get Mod Podge because I end up doing the whole thing is what I do with this. I had so much fun the other night getting these all ready for my next little Happy Meal bags. So whoever gets these things, I hope will be happy. Right? Okay, so now let's just take this and I'm going to take it and let's just see here. I want to, okay, gonna bring it down about right here. Then we're gonna press it on. Now what I love about using the lace is if you get it good and gooey with the glue, good and gooey, and then you press it down really good, and then we do the top coat. When this dries, you're going to see the pattern of the lace come through the decoupage napkin, which is what I loved about this. Okay, so we will, and then I want to show you real quick, got just a couple minutes here, see if we can kind of give it a little bit of a dry so you can get an idea of what it does to the colors of this. This isn't my favorite dryer, but it really pulls out like it did on that one. You see how you can see that? See there? And this will take a little bit to dry just because I did soup it up pretty good. But there's something about decoupaging a napkin that just really pulls those colors out, doesn't it? So beautiful. Oh, we did so good over time. No rush, no hurry. And then the Mod Podge will give it a little bit of a sheen to it as well. Aw, I'm glad you love it, Tammy. So glad. And then I just always want to stick my fingers down and make sure that it's opened up. My pocket is. And then when this dries, it's going to get even brighter because it's not dry yet, okay? But do you see how you're going to be able to see the pattern of your crochet? Isn't that pretty? And then, of course, you know, I like to put my infamous button on here. Still got my pretty little button box going. Let's see if we have something in here. I don't know. I'm really running short on vintage colored buttons. So if anybody knows a hookup for me to get some, let me know. Because I would love to get some more. Right now I have mostly oranges and reds. Ooh, here's a pretty one, if I can make it work. Here's a pretty one that's got a shank on the back, but it's got a little bit of a sparkle. And we can maybe just put that in here somewhere in the middle. Oh yeah, Mamma Mia. Let's see if I might get in there far enough and get my little cutters. So, hi, Mitzi, how are you? Thank you, Estelle. Thank you so much. I'm so glad all of you guys popped in today. I'm just going to take this and we're just going to glue it. See if I can find a spot that I really think I'm going to like for it to nestle in. But there's just a simple little thing. I could put some little white lace around that too. But you see how that cute little pocket, and then when I get this done, I can go in there, or put my, as I had mentioned before, put one of my tags in here. I actually like this little smaller one a little bit better, Because you can see, tuck it in enough to where you see the pretty up here. There you go. And then I will go through and I Mod Podge the front and the back, okay? So, yeah, isn't that perfect? Can you see the little sparkle on there? So, anywho, thank you so much again. Just again, a reminder, I have a sale Friday night on my page at 6:30 Central. I'd love to have you guys pop in. I have lots of things. I've been out, like I said, been out curating, and I have a lot of things. Vintagey goodness is going to be on the table that night. And you're probably going to see some of this too, maybe. Who knows? I might share some of that. So anyway, but I appreciate it. I love you. And thank you, Christy, for letting me do this today. And I think, oh, Becky, I'll have to check with Becky. Christy, who's next? Who's our next one? I can't remember. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you so much. And we'll see you all later. Stay tuned. Swipe up for the Crafty Bunch for your next presenter. We're going all evening tonight. Bye-bye.